buyers, Shawna Martinez with Performance Team, and today we're talking inspections. So buyers, I get asked this all the time because we work with a lot of first-time home buyers, which we love, by the way. We love being able to walk them through the process, but I do this for a living, so I understand the process from A to B, frontwards, backwards. I could do it in my sleep. If I sleep. And buyers, they don't know that. If they're a first-time home buyer, maybe it's been 20 years since they bought a house, because what we're seeing right now is people are downsizing. People have owned their homes for 20 plus years. They're selling it and they're buying maybe a smaller house. Maybe they went from a 2-story when they were raising their kids to maybe a 1-story for just them and their husband. So they don't remember what the process is. And let's face it, it's much different than it was 10, 15, 20 years ago, even before I got into real estate. So we like to walk them through the process, but one of the things we get asked a lot is, do I need to have an inspection and who pays for that? Those are great questions. I'm gonna answer them for you. So the first thing is why do you need an inspection? You need to know what you're buying. So if somebody says, do I need to have an inspection? Yes, you should always get an inspection. And the only way I would ever say not to have an inspection, which is still I still 100% would say you need to have an inspection, but I always give the buyers options and let them choose, but I will highly recommend that they always get an inspection. If you're buying a new build, you have three choices. You could choose not to have an inspection at all. I mean, you can do that on any house, which I would highly not recommend. Or you can do a pre-closing inspection. So before you close, 2 weeks before, 3 weeks before, whenever the builder says they're ready, the inspector can come out and inspect the house, and then you get that report and any code-related items, not cosmetic, because that should be caught during the blue tape walkthrough of your new build. But if they're code-related items, things that aren't working, not working properly, then you hand that inspection report over to the builder and they'll fix those items. The thing that the builder always tries to get you to do is the 11th month. So when you buy a new build, you get a 12-month wall-to-wall warranty, as they say, which is pretty much everything's included. So you get a 1, 2, and a 10-year warranty. So in that first-year warranty, anything that breaks, doesn't work, they'll fix it, but you have to put in a warranty request. And so what they ask you to do is to do that in the 11th month. I will say I always recommend having a pre-closing inspection for a couple of reasons. One, with the new build, is that you want to make sure that they do the work and everything's working when you move into the house. I've had it where somebody was buying a house with gas. It was a brand new build, and they found out in the inspection that there was a gas leak in the house. The builder had no clue. The builder tried to push back and say that wasn't the case. Come to find out, there was a gas leak in the house. And if they had not remedied that, that could have been very, very unfortunate for them. So always get an inspection. Now, what's the cost? So that depends. If you're buying a house out in the country and it has a septic system, or it has a pool, if it has other outbuildings, those kinds of things, you want them inspected, like barns, it's gonna cost you a little bit more because everything's gonna be an add-on. It's all based off the square footage. But I would say if it doesn't have a pool and it's just a normal square foot, normal under 4,000 square foot house, you're probably looking at about $600 to $650 for an inspection report. In my opinion, it's worth every penny, because the last thing that you wanna do is for all intents and purposes, you're buying something that's going to cost you the most amount. It's probably your biggest purchase of your life. You need to know what you're buying. You don't need to be moving into a house that you're investing hundreds of thousands of dollars in, and then you get in and you realize the foundation is falling apart. The HVAC system's not working. The roof is caving in. Like, you don't want that. We don't need the war of the roses, if you know what I mean. So always have an inspection. It's a cost for the buyer. So again, that's something that you need to always make sure you budget for. And it's very important. Always have an inspection.